bitches!
Hi, hello, and welcome back to another episode.
It's fourth wing time. I don't know
And
why I
the
said it
amount
like
of
that. That was really gross.
it's fourth wing time.
That was really gross too. I apologize. I'm probably gonna do that a few more times, but I'll try to mute if I feel it coming up.
You nasty.
You know what's nasty? The children that don't. They like lick their snot and they put their fingers all over it and they wipe it all over the tables and then I get sick. That's what's nasty.
Listen, today at work, I was like finishing up what I was doing, and I was getting ready to leave, and my boss shows up with her kid because she was dropping off some stuff, and he starts helping me like put product on the shelves and like starts helping me do stuff. And as we were leaving, he got flowers and he's been like wanting to this like specific color flower. So like his mom bought him one, and he was like, "Want to see my flowers? You want to see my flowers?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'll see your flowers. Let's go." And he goes, "Okay, Emma, let's go." So we go out into the to his mom's car, and he's showing me these flowers, and he goes, "Look, it's a willow. It's a willow." I was like, "Yeah, it's a yellow flower." He goes, "Oh, I love willow." It's like, "Yeah, okay." And then I was like saying, "Okay, thanks for showing me your flowers. I'm gonna head out." And he goes, "Oh, kiss, kiss." And I was like, "Yeah." And he goes, "Yeah." And I was like, "On the cheek, buddy, you're sick on the cheek." And he goes, "No, no whips." And I was like, "No, cheek, you're sick." And he goes, "Oh." And I was like, "Right here, right here." And he goes, "Mwah." And I was like, "Well, I saw you pick your nose and cough into your hand. Your other hand went here on my other cheek, and your like slobbery lips went on this cheek." And I was like, "I appreciate the love, buddy, but oh, I'm gonna have to go into my car and just like put sanitizer all over my face."
Yeah, for real.
That's exactly what I did. I was like, "Okay, I can't get sick because if I get sick, she'll get sick, and then he gets sick, and then it's a never-ending cycle."
Hello, Odin.
Anyways, it was a little nasty, but I appreciate the love.
Yeah,
He's such a cute little thing.
that is my life now.
True.
But anyway, speaking of almost dying,
How many times
Violet.
now?
Oh my god.
Yeah, chapter 9.
So we left off on a bit of a cliffhanger at the end of
Yeah.
chapter 8.
Xaden walks onto the mat. So
Yes.
Xaden is coming to spar with Violet. And boy, did they spar.
They did.
She learned a
And
little
like,
something that day.
literally on the first fucking page. Fuck off, Dain.
Yeah.
Fuck off. Like, a little out of her league, don't you think? First of all, rude. Yes, true. Absolutely true. But you don't
But
need
like,
to say
don't
it the
say
fuck
that in
out
front of
loud.
people. Yeah.
Right, and like, it's not
Especially in
going to
front of
change
him.
anything. Right, it's
Yeah.
not going to change anything. So, I
I feel like
don't
if anything,
understand.
that just solidifies the okay, well, I'm gonna do it anyways. Thanks.
Right. Ugh. Dain pisses me off. I know that I've made that opinion very fucking clear, but like, ew. And also, like, very much in parallel to like Reese and Farah, Xaden understands what she needs.
Yeah.
He pushes her to be better rather than trying to save her or
Well,
protect her.
that's what I mean, and that's what he says to Dain. He literally says, "Relax, Ado. She'll be in one piece when I'm finished teaching her."
Right.
He's a ring. Oh God, a wing leader.
Right. Right. And yeah, he could legally kill her on the mat right now, but that would take a person out of his wing. So,
Yeah, so like that makes his wing
and
literally
I feel
worse.
like it's more, like, even if you think like he's this evil person who's going to kill her eventually, like the suspense makes it worse. Like she makes it that far and then she dies by like accidentally falling off the gauntlet. Like that's a lot worse for Lieutenant or Captain or whatever Sorengale, like her
Mm-hmm.
mom. So why would he just kill her on the mat first things first? That's dumb. Shut the fuck up, Dain.
Yeah, right. Well,
Also,
and I think
give her
too.
a chance. Like,
Yeah. Well, and I think Xaden, like, okay, even I get it. There's a love story with Xaden and Violet. I get it. However, if I didn't know any better, I honestly would be like, he just wants her to be like a fair match. Like, he wants to prove his prowess, I guess.
yeah,
And by not picking on a girl who is as defenseless and weak as everybody assumes
right.
so. Like I'm not, if I was the almighty powerful Xaden and I see like a weakling like Violet, I wouldn't sit there and be like, yeah, I'm gonna take her out because it's gonna be easy. I'm gonna like make her work for it. I want to like prove that I can teach her and I can take her down. Like that's the kind of
Right. Or vice versa, prove that you can make this weak person awesome. Like,
that's why he's a ringleader. Like wing leader.
wing leader.
But
And then is
whatever.
this the first time that we hear her nickname? Violence.
I think so.
On
Because
page 106.
before on their thing in their like I guess squabble, the last squabble, he just said that you're a violent little thing.
Yeah. But then
So
he calls her
this is the
Violence
first time.
here. She's
Yeah.
like, my name is Violet.
I think my version fits you better.
Yeah. I like it.
Here's the thing, in on page 107, um there's a moment where Dain like does something and it's like, oh, Dain, you're jealous. Like I can see it.
Right. Absolutely.
And he's making it so easy. It's like, Dain, you're literally making her such a huge target. Like, stop it.
Yes, it's right in the middle. He's like, Xaden kicks her dagger towards Dain, and there's murder in his eyes as he glares at Xaden. Like, bro, get your life together.
It's like you don't treat your cadet like that. You don't
Right.
treat
Anyone else like
Rhiannon,
that.
whatever, like that. Yeah. There's murder in your eyes. Yeah, because you like her, bitch.
And not even, like, it's almost not even like he likes her. It's like he wants to control her. Like,
Tamlin.
yes, like, this is giving serious Tamlin and Rhysand vibes.
Tammy.
Yes.
I know it's not the same like world or anything like that, but did I send you the TikTok about, oh my god, I can't believe they're selling
Yes, at
like
Target, action figures and
yeah.
yes.
And she just shows a tampon box and I was like,
Yes.
that's
Yes.
so funny.
I was
Anyways.
dying. Um, on page 110, I
Oh,
wrote he's holding you back. And why did I write that? Oh, because Dane's like, I think she's been taught enough for today, blah, 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 blah.
shut the
And
fuck up.
he's like, is he always that overprotective? He cares about me. He's holding you back. Yes.
Yeah.
Ugh. Sorry. Oh my gosh. I paused to spare you from the worst
Well,
of it.
and on that exact same page, I love it at the end where he go like after Xaden goes, he's holding you back. Don't worry, your little poisoning secret is safe with me. And like he goes and like puts all of her like blades back in there like where they belong. And she's like, that was hot. I was like, ooh, Violet's is getting dirty.
Right?
And then he goes, she's like, you're not going to disarm me. And she's like anticipating his touch. And he's like, nope. Defenseless women have never been my type. But in that right there is like, okay, well, if you're not defenseless, and like he's trying to make sure like you are, good
Well,
on
and
the
also, like, are
defense
you
before he
saying I'm
takes
your
you
type? Like, what?
out.
What? What?
That's like the delusional woman, like you're hot, but you're a little crazy. You think I'm hot?
Yeah, right?
It's
You
like,
didn't
oh,
hear
I'm
that
your
other
type.
part?
Like you're gonna glaze over the defenseless part.
Right?
Oh my god, that's so funny. Anyways.
My next thing is page like 112, 113. And it says,
Oh,
oh my god, Dain, fuck you.
I have something else for page 110. I normally like add it underneath the thing. I basically just say when he said defenseless women aren't my type, I was like green flag. Done.
Green flag, yes!
So,
Green flag guy is my
so
favorite.
sir, ma'am. Did you say 114?
112 into 113.
Okay,
It's
because
where he's just like, she got like the death threats. Oh, sorry. Or are you before that?
no, I'm right after that. But
Okay.
it's about Dain too. That's why I asked.
112 into 113, they're talking about like the threats or like the threatening messages she's got. Like, um, Seifert shoved her into the wall. They found somebody put dead flowers in her bed and they were violets. So like, he's like, they were mutilated violets. Blah, 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 blah. And he's like, they're threats. And she's like, every cadet gets threatened.
Yeah.
And then he's like, every cadet doesn't have to wrap their knees every day. And I'm just like, fuck you. And then she says, um, you went behind my back because you think I'm not cutting it. Dain knows me better than anyone, and if he still thinks I can't do it after I've made it this far, but like, he's
Well, and then he said, "I never said I don't think you can cut it, Violet." And it's like, no, you didn't
but like,
explicitly say it, but you're showing your actions are
right,
implying.
yes, like you're
Actions
literally
speak
trying to
louder
send
than
me out of
words.
here.
Yeah.
Yes,
Well, and then she's like, "You say it every day. You say it when you walk me from formation to class, which I know makes you late for flight line. You say it when you yell at your wing leader when he takes me to the mat. He had no right to." And she's like, "He's my wing leader. He has the right to do whatever he wants, including execute me."
yeah,
Like,
and Dain just has like this hatred for Xaden, and he can't see past it. So
he's
he's like,
smothering and it's
yes,
frustrating.
it's such a parallel to Akatar that I can't even.
Right? And here's the thing too. You okay, and this is, trauma speaking. But it's so sad when you are like in a real life smothering situation, and then you get out of that situation and then you realize how bad that was, and then you don't, and it's so sad because like this is how like the victim cycle continues, because you don't see the signs. And like with Tamlin, I was like, no, he's great, he's fine, he's whatever, like, yeah, I don't see the signs. But then after everything, when I reread it, I was like, oh no, they were clear as day. Like
Yeah, my hyper
the victim
independence hated
cycle.
Tam Tam from the first minute I ever saw him.
Well, I started getting more hyper dependent when I started reading like again, because I was like I was focused on like other things. And then I sat there and I was like, you know what, Reese is actually starting to really fucking piss me off. And that was in like Silver Flames, just because of how like
Yeah,
overprotective he was in all the situations that didn't need to be, a fucking problem. But that's fine.
yeah.
But
But
regardless,
we're talking about
anyways,
fourth wing.
like the smothering aspect of this, like at first I was like, oh, Dane's nice. Never mind. He's smothering. Like, I can't stand
Mm.
it. Like,
Yeah.
I need someone to let me like be my person, be myself. And if you're smothering me and telling me something I can't do,
Yeah.
then I don't need you. Like, I need
And
you
he's
out of here.
yet again went behind her back and like set up a way for her to get out of the rider quadrant or whatever. And I'm
Yeah.
just like, what did I write? He was like, just think about it. And she's like, I'll think about it. And I was like, no, don't think about it. Fuck him.
Just tell him you're gonna do it, and then just like deny him, like just to get him off
Yeah.
your back for.
The fuck? He's so annoying.
Ugh. Chapter 10.
Chapter 10. Page. Oh, the very first page. The gauntlet, every time I read about it, makes me think of the TV show Wipeout. Every time.
I honestly think about Ninja Warrior.
Yeah, that isn't that really similar to Wipeout though?
Ninja Warrior is like actually people who train to do this.
Like Wipeout's more
Wipeout is just,
dumb.
yeah, like Wipeout. I think someone's like, I'm a teacher and I think I can do this because it's this, and
Yeah,
someone's
it's
like,
more
I was a
like
personal
comedy
trainer
based.
15 years ago. Ninja Warrior is like, I train 15 hours a day every day for this. I eat protein every single meal nonstop. I do this or I do that. Like,
Yeah,
I'm a triathlete kind of thing. Like,
both of those. Reminds me of both of
so
those.
she's the Wipeout
Yeah, right?
going into the Ninja Warrior.
Well, and like think about this. So don't they say somewhere in here they have 9 days? 9 days to practice and learn this thing, and then they have to scale it or they die.
Yeah.
Like, what?
And like their ropes give them like they can use ropes, but the ropes give them,
Time disadvantages.
yeah, but it
Yeah.
doesn't lead them to safety
Right.
this time.
They have to keep going up with the rope.
Yeah.
Oi. Oi. I don't have anything else on page 120 because most of this chapter is just them talking about the gauntlet.
How to do it and what to do, yeah. The only thing I have is the only other thing I have is like 131.
I said I would rather attempt the gauntlet than fight because at least attempting the gauntlet, I'm worried about my own prowess and my own like mental acuity, whereas fighting
Yeah.
you have to think about somebody else too.
Mm-hmm.
And then my next thing is until page 125.
Wait. I see something. And I didn't say anything about it. But there was like a little thing on 128 between Xaden and Violet.
Oh, I didn't write anything on that page. I was just talking about how Aurelie on page 125, Aurelie wait, was it Aurelie?
Donans.
Yeah.
Don't something like that, yeah.
Aurelie falls and dies, but she was one of those people like Ninja Warrior that like from the time she was little, her dad built her practice gauntlets and shit and made her practice, and she
Yeah.
still fell and died. Like
Shit happens.
They're like it's about weeding out the weak, but like she wasn't weak. She was strong. She was a competitor, and
Yeah.
she still died. Wild. Okay, you said page 128.
Yeah. There's something about I think she's like hiding. She's like out after curfew. And she's like, I know you know I'm here. And please don't prattle on about commanding the dark. I'm not in the mood tonight. And she's like, or he's like, no questions about where I've been. And she's like, I honestly don't care. And he's like, you really don't, though, do you? She goes, no. It's not like I'm not out after curfew myself.
Right. Like, and what is she gonna do? Like, right now they don't have any kind of other than like a mutual attraction. They don't have anything between them. Like, why would she care?
Well, and it's funny too because he's like, oh right, I'm your wing leader. So why are you out after?
Right. Like, what are you doing out here?
Yeah, she's like debating running away. How about you? Feel like sharing? The same. Sarcastic ass.
But honestly, like, he probably is really thinking about that. Like,
Yeah,
he was a
he doesn't want to be
conscript
there.
to this writer quadrant. That might not be what he really wanted to do. Your
Yeah,
mom
maybe he
made
want to be a
him just
scribe.
like he made you. Like,
Yeah. Um she just like cuts straight to the point. She's like, "Look, are you going to kill me or not? The anticipation is starting to annoy the fuck out of me." Like, are you just going to do it? Cuz if you are, just like do it now, please. Like, I'm over
right?
this.
Yes.
And he's like, "Well, I haven't decided yet." And she's like, "Well, could you actually like just please?" Like, please, right now. It would definitely help me make my plans for the week. And then he's like, "Oh, am I affecting your schedule, Violence? I just need to know what my chances are here." And then he's like, "Oh, that's the oddest that's the oddest way I've ever been hit on." And she's like, "The fucking audacity."
Right? She's like, you fucking asshole. Like,
She's like, "Not with you. Just here."
I need you to know that when I read this and I imagine Violet in my head, I imagine like Shailene Woodley from in
Yeah.
Divergent.
Yeah,
That's
I
what
can
I
see that.
imagine.
Like the small petite little
Yeah.
thing. Yeah.
Yep. That's what I imagine.
Well, and I love that he is like, here's a little tidbit kind of thing. But apparently he made a comment. He's like, leaving you alive is it's leaving you alive that seems to cause the majority of my trouble. Is it because you like her? Is it because you
Right?
like her? And you just like can't kill her because you like her? Is that your mate? Even though that's not a
I
thing.
don't think that's a thing in this world.
Maybe his dragon is like, yo, that's your mate. Bruh, that's that's your happily ever after right there. Hey, I'll tell you which dragon she gets. That's your boo thing.
Oh my god. Remember that you said that. That's all I'm gonna say.
Okay.
Um the last thing I have for this chapter is literally on the last page of this chapter. On page
Oh yeah,
131.
same.
So they continue bantering for like a page and a half now. And then he's like, maybe if you stop sulking in your self pity, you'd see you have everything you need to scale the gauntlet. And then they go back and forth a couple more times. Then she's like, I'm too short to span the distance because the chimney part is one of those things where you jump back and forth to get up it, and she's too small to like make it back and forth. Um, and then he's like, the right way isn't the only way. Figure it out. And she's pissed. But in that pissed offness, like, because she's like, fuck him. And then in that pissed offness, as she sleeps, she comes up with a plan. And
Yeah.
like, that's what she needs, not somebody to fucking protect her and try to spirit her away.
Right.
Fucking
And you
bitch
know what
ass
that moment,
Dain.
right? Fuck her. Fuck him, not her. Um in that moment I was like, maybe he's like raged against her lineage because of like what's happened to him and his family. That's like making him want to kill her, but like he's trying to be good, so like letting her live is making him think he's good.
Well,
So
and maybe he also realizes that like we're not our parents. Like he's not his parent. He didn't do the rebellion or whatever. His parents did.
yeah.
So,
And who knows what he was thinking when it happened, like he
right,
might
like
not
he was a
even.
child. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
But like I like my newfound theory now that his it's yeah, that they're mated
It's not a thing in this world.
via dragons. It's like your older sister
You're
or
a
your
mess.
older brother just being like, "Yo, that's your HEA. Put a ring on it, bruh." Anyways, cool. Chapter 10
Chapter
is
11.
done. Moving on to chapter 11.
Um,
Listen.
yeah, I don't have anything till page 135, which is like the second or third page. So, what? Listen, what?
It was about Dain on 137.
Oh, okay. Love the representation in this book. And it's something that's very quick. And if you're not like super attuned to LGBT representation, you probably wouldn't have noticed it. But the character, I'm thinking it's Heaton, is non-binary. Violet refers to them as they, them, their, over and over and over again. And it's really subtle, and it's not like made a big deal of. And I love that representation, that it's just normal. It makes me happy. So, hearts to Rebecca Yaros. Yaros, however the fuck you say her name. I love it. Anyway. You said 137?
Yeah, Dain.
I also wrote fuck you, Dain, on 137. Why'd I write that? Go ahead.
Dain, my guy, you gotta stop it. Like, you are becoming the bad guy, and it's really pissing me off. So Dain, as they're walking, like, she's obviously like in her mind frame of doing what she needs to do to win and to like move on. And he literally falls back in line with her and is it Rhiannon?
I think it's Rhiannon.
With Rhiannon, and whispers to her, change your mind. Like, he's like trying to force her to not go through with this. And it's like, you can't force her. She already said her mind is made up. She's going through with this. She is doing this regardless of what you say. If she doesn't do this, her mother is going to force her to do it. So she's doing it because she knows she's going to have to deal with it. Like, she's not rebelling against her mom. She knows what's going to happen. She knows what her mom is, who her mom is. Like, she can force it to happen. Dain, you're going to get your ass whooped by a woman for doing this.
Right.
So, like, fucking stop it.
And also, you're destroying your relationship with your childhood best friend, because if you continue to tell her that she's not good enough and that she needs to leave for her own safety and yada, 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 that's going to tell her that you don't have any faith in her whatsoever or any belief in her. Like, fuck you, Dain.
Fuck you, Xaden.
Fuck you, whoever you are. I about said Zane. Because Dain is Xaden.
But, like, it's what really pisses me off is when a character or like a person puts like when they're saying something and they put emphasis on each word, so like there's a pause in between, like, change your mind. It's like, where is your fucking audacity coming from? Like, is it coming out of your ass? Because I'm gonna shove it right back up there. The fuck you mean? Like, excuse me. Hello. Titty shot. But it's just really frustrating, and the fact that he did that to her, oh, I want to punch him. Like, when I say my mind is made up, like, my mind is made up. Fuck you. If I say I'm gonna do this, like, I'm gonna fucking do it. Don't sit there and yell at me and say that, oh, blah, 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 change your mind, please. No, that please is condescending, and it's no, fuck you. Absolutely not. Ugh. But anyways, she continues on because that's what a badass bitch does. And Dain's like, I don't know if I can watch this. And she just looks at him and goes, then close your eyes, because I'm doing it.
Bye, bitch.
Peace. Right? And it's like so invigorating because he's like, what's changed between the parapet and now? And she's like, me.
Me, bitch. I've changed. I say, yes, girl, you've changed.
Right?
And also, she finally uses her brain.
Yeah. Her scholar brain. Scholars for the win.
Like, damn. So she, like, uses the rope. And there's nothing in the rules that say you can't use the rope. It just says that you're going to have a time penalty if you use the rope. Okay.
Fuck it.
It's that or die. Like,
yeah. I'm gonna
I
do
would
it.
rather have a time penalty than die.
And it's great because someone's like, can she even do that? She didn't know.
Yup. And because she was destined for the scribe quadrant and has all that knowledge in her brain, she knows that she can do that. She
Yeah.
knows the rule.
And I love that Riddick. I mean, we know Rhiannon is like supportive of her, but I love that, like, is it Rhydock?
That's what I keep saying in my head, Rydock.
I think it's Riddick. I don't know.
Or
Anyways,
Redoc. I don't know. Whatever the fuck his name is. You know who we're talking about.
yeah, Riddick. I love that Riddick is like, yeah, that's our girl. Like, just
Yeah. Like she
support.
has
And I'm like,
friends.
buddy, yes. It's so nice.
Yeah.
But
And
I think
then
also the fact that she's got people cheering her on is helping her get through it. I mean, other than the sheer fucking will.
right. So then on page 141, so she also like when she runs up the at like I think they have them at like Get Air, like the trampoline parks and stuff. Those
Yeah.
things you like run up them and have to grab the top. They also have them on what Ninja Warrior, I
Mm-hmm.
think. They're a lot taller on Ninja Warrior than they are at Get Air, but that's not the point. And she uses her knife to like make it the rest of the way up. And everybody's like, "You're not allowed to use something that's not or a foreign object or whatever they say." And because of her scribe brain, she's like, actually, anything I carried across the parapet becomes a part of my person. It's a part of my body. And this knife came across the parapet with me, bitch.
Right? It wasn't something she earned. She brought it
Yeah.
with her.
So it's part of her body. And what's her name? Amber is like, you think like a scribe. And she's like, I know. And I was like, thanks for the compliment, bitch. Like, you just called me smart. Fuck you. Like,
Right?
ugh. And then Xaden says, Soren Gale, you're leaking. Bruh. Anyway, that's all I had for chapter 11.
Say,
Can we talk about the dragons and how fucking terrifying they are?
listen. It, I didn't say anything until 146, but at 146, I was like, the anticipation of what is happening, what is going to happen, and who gets who is killing me. Like, I am itching to read more.
Yeah. It's starting
I
to
was
get good.
I was gobbling up this chapter, and my mood my moods went from up, down, middle, up again, and I was like at the end of it. So chapter
Yay.
12 is pretty good.
Yeah, I had something on page 147. So basically, they're going to presentation, which is where all of the dragons line up in this meadow. All the dragons willing to bond line up in this on the sides of this meadow, and the cadets just walk down and they walk back. And if the dragons are like that bitch isn't good enough, they blast them with
Bleep.
fire. Um,
Bye.
so they're walking through, and Tynan is what I'm gonna go with, is in front of
He's a
Violet.
bitch.
Yeah, and Rhiannon is behind her. And the girl, I don't remember what her name is, but like the second or third year
Luca.
at the beginning, yeah, is like talk to each other as you walk
Oh,
through.
that's not Luca.
No, not Luca. It's I don't remember what the fuck her name is. The senior wing leader. I don't think they say her name. They just say the senior wing leader. Tells them like talk so the dragons can get an idea of their personality. So they are talking, and they start talking about Mira, because Violet's like, I wish I could write her a letter. Like, it's dumb that I can't because I'm loyal to her either way, whether I can write her a letter or not. Like,
Yeah.
And then Tynan is like, um, talking about Mira and how she's hot and yada yada yada. And he's like, I'm wondering how one of you got all the good traits and the other looks like she got the leftovers. And then he like looks her up and down, and she says, full body shudder, gross. And I just fucking died. I just started chuckling so hard I couldn't even, because what the fuck? The dog is fucking with the cat. It's still quieter than the dog being in the crate though.
True. Um, here's the thing. I Luca and Tynan, whatever the fuck his name is, they need to go.
Agreed.
They need to absolutely fucking go. I am tired of their like sass is fine. You're just being an outright asshole. Like you
Yeah.
could be sassy without being fucking mean. You're being mean and I can't stand that. Like
Yeah.
you're just being a dick and I'm over it. Like I don't have time for this. Go away.
Yeah. Agreed.
And like they're just walking and talking and being normal fucking humans and just talking shit and doing this and doing that. And then all of a sudden they get down to the end and they turn around and they start coming back. Prior gets burned. And I was like,
For being too indecisive. Because
yeah,
he's
I
like,
was like,
maybe we
okay.
should slow down and take our time. And then he's like, or I guess we could go faster if we want to get out of here. And he's like super indecisive the whole time they're in there.
Yeah. So I was like, okay, that's not who I wanted. But I guess it'll do for right now. Not even 2 pages later. But no, besides that, they're walking back in front of all of the dragons. So we went past the red ones, the green ones, the whatever. They see like a golden one. And I mean, first off, it's fucking yellow. Listen, I don't like yellow, but if it's gold, that's different.
Right? It's
I like gold. Gold is
I
fine.
just
Gold is shimmery.
about did a spoiler alert.
I know it's her dragon.
That wasn't what I was gonna say. I was
Oh,
gonna say
okay.
the dragon's name.
Oh, I know that too. I don't know how to pronounce it though. I have to watch that video again.
Andarna.
Huh?
Andarna.
Yeah, something like that. I don't know. I have to watch that video again.
That's how it's pronounced in the video.
Oh, perfect. Thanks. And Darna?
Andarna.
That's pretty.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so pretty. But like she's like walking back and the green dragons stop her. And it's like, oh,
Yeah.
where,
What's happening? Oh god.
and they're sniffing her. And I was like, they're sniffing her like dogs.
Yeah, they're like, what the fuck?
And they're like chortling and like huffing and puffing to themselves, like
It
having
makes me think
their
of
own
a cat.
conversation.
You know how cats make
Yeah,
that like noise? Like
yeah. And I was like, what are they doing? And then she's like, oh, my sister's dragon Mira is whatever, blah 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 blah. um she did this for me to help protect
Tyne.
me
I
to
think
do
its name
this.
is Tyne.
Yeah,
Or
something like
Tane.
that. And maybe Tynan. But like she did this and so you must smell the other dragon, the Tynan, like the green dragon. And she's like having a conversation with him, like a one-sided conversation, but one nonetheless.
Yeah.
And they just like back up and they go right back to their thing. And I was like, oh. Out of the clear. And so then they go back to like the single file line and fucking Luca opened up a goddamn mouth. And that bitch got what she deserved.
Yes.
Fuck yes.
Yes.
Bye, bitch.
That's exactly what I wrote. I wrote bye bitch. But also, you know what's super funny? At the beginning of this chapter, had we ever heard of Luca or Prior before in any kind of depth?
No.
No.
Like
So
a
the
little
first
bit
time
here
I
and
read
there.
this, I was like, who the fuck are Luca and Prior all of a sudden? They're finna die. That's exactly what I thought. And they both
Like
did.
they talked a little bit about Pryor, but just like who he was as a person.
Yeah,
They
like
talked a little bit
briefly.
about like Tynan or whatever, and how he was like terrified of heights.
Yeah.
And for some reason, I was like, man, what a bitch. And I was like, I mean, I'm terrified of heights too, but like the way
No,
he
it
was
hurts.
acting, like he you walked into this knowing what you're going to do. Like you literally just want a fucking
Right.
dragon. And he's like, talking shit, and then all of a sudden, um this is my favorite. Uh they like she goes back into place after talking to the green dragons, and Riddick goes, I think I just shat myself. And Luca goes, honestly, I thought they were going to eat you. Violet admits that she did too. And Luca continues, I wouldn't have blamed them. And Riddick goes, you're insufferable. And she goes, what? She's obviously our weakest link after Pryor, and I don't blame them for snuffing him out. He could never make a decision, and no one wants someone like that as their rider. And then all of a sudden, like, heat hits, and she's like, oh my god, please don't be Riddick, please don't be Riddick. And Riddick goes, guess the dragons think she's insufferable too. And I was like,
right? Yes.
yes. I was like, the green dragons for the win.
Yes.
And now their squad is down to 6 first years. We snuffing them out one at a time. Who else is in there besides Tynan, Riddick, Rhiannon, and that's 4.
I don't remember.
I mean, the only people I really want to survive is the main 3.
Yeah. I think
I
there
like
might
Riddick.
also be a couple of kids with relics, like rebellion kids.
Maybe.
I think. I'm not positive though.
Yeah, but I
Yeah.
like everyone so far except for Ty Boy.
Yeah.
He's a fucking dick.
Yeah. Not as much as Jack, but still, he's an asshole.
Honestly, I
Almost
haven't heard of
worse
Jack in a
though,
while.
because he keeps fucking running his mouth and not doing anything. Jack at least
Yeah.
has tried to do something, but
Tried and
Tynan
failed,
just
but
keeps.
tried nonetheless.
Yeah. Yeah.
He just can't do anything though, because they're in the same squad though.
Yeah. That's true.
I feel like he probably would if he wasn't in the same squad. But maybe after Luca talking shit, and she was powerful,
and is now incinerated.
maybe he'll be like, oh,
Maybe I should chill the fuck out.
maybe I should shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Something. But anyways, that's all for chapter 12.
That's
So,
all for today. That's all, folks.
It's kind of a cliffhanger because you don't know what happens after. I wouldn't say really a cliffhanger, but what happens next? We will find out in the next episode.
Yay.
Until next time.
Bye.